All right, so what you got right here is a fire engine. And this is our bread and butter in our fire service here in the city of Mount Holly, and then also most fire departments across the U.S. So this truck right here is roughly about 450 horsepower of diesel motor. It's connected to a fire pump, which is located right here. It'll flow out 2,000 gallons a minute of water, and it also carries 720 gallons of water and 30 gallons of foam. So what the foam is if we pull up on a gasoline fire or something like that, we can actually put that fire out, because if you put water on a flammable liquids fire, it's just going to make it spread and make it worse. So that's just what it gives us. So we all talk about fire hoses. This is the large diameter hose, what we call it our supply hose. We connect this to the hydrant, and this helps because 720 gallons of water is not going to put out a single family house fire, or really not very many fires altogether. So we use the hydrants that you see throughout the entire city to help supplement that water whenever we're fighting a fire. And all these different gauges represent a discharge on this truck. So as an engineer, is what we call it in the fire service, is operating this truck, they could run each one of these lines at the same time. And you've got an intake pressure and what your pump's pumping out. And you can't pump out more than what you're getting in, otherwise your hoses will go flat. So that's where math comes into play, and it's really important. You know, a lot of people don't think that you have to know math right now, but math is it's an important subject, and we use it in the fire service every day, whether it's, you know, throwing a ground ladder to figure out how high of a ladder we need to reach a certain victim that may be on a third floor or a second floor, or if it's actually calculating the pressure on a pump. So this is what we call our engineer's compartment, and it's got all different types of adapters, nozzles. All these keys right here are actually elevator keys, so if someone gets trapped in an elevator, we actually know we're trained on how to open up those elevators and get them out. The engineer, this is all of his turnout gear. He puts his stuff right here, so when he pulls up on a fire, our safety is paramount. So we're going to make sure that scene's safe, and we're going to put on the appropriate, what we call PPE, personal protective equipment. And so he has his helmet, turnout pants, and coat. There. Spare air bottles. Nothing super fancy there, but these are the air bottles that we carry. It's not oxygen, it's just ambient air like what you breathe day in and day out, inside and out of your lungs. So this is obviously fire axes, pike pole, just various different types of equipment that we carry. You have a gas clamp, so if someone cuts a gas line, we can control that gas line to make sure that obviously we remove the hazard from the area. We got a lockout kit, so if someone locks their family member, young family member in the car, we'll rescue them. And then in here, just a couple of different assortment of saws that we have. We got a Sawzall, gas can, cones, things like that. On the back here, you'll notice up top we have different type of attack hoses that we use, different types of lays. We talked about the hydrant hose, or the large diameter hose, the LDH. We have 1,000 foot of that hose, so we can lay 1,000 foot from a hydrant to wherever we're going to be fighting the fire. And most of our attack lines are 1 3/4, and then also we have a 2.5 attack line here. Down here at the bottom, just some more hydrant adapters here. So if we get dispatched to a house fire, a firefighter will grab this bag, grab this hose, hook it up, and use that all to hook up the hydrant to the truck. So just a few other tools that we have. We have some vehicle stabilization struts. I'm not going to pull them out too much, but if a vehicle's on its side, we can actually secure it to keep it from tipping over while we're extricating. We've got some Jenga blocks down here. Just kidding. It's called cribbing, and we use that to help stabilize a vehicle. So when we're working on it, it doesn't roll away, or just so it's secured. And then we also have some high pressure airbags in here, so we can actually lift. These airbags will actually lift a bulldozer or any heavy equipment machinery. Just an assortment of tools that we have in here. just in case obviously we got a toolbox and some chain and other things. This is set up for a high-rise kit. So if we have a fire and we need to extend the hoses that we have, the firefighters can grab this and take it and go up to whatever floor or extend a line on the ground. This is just a monitor nozzle. It's used to run off a 2.5 hose, and it basically puts out a lot of water at one time. And then just a whole nother side, another intake hose. This is actually a discharge hose where we could relay pump. And again, math comes into play here because we need to know how much water an engine company needs if we need to send them water at the right amount and what pressure. So, just the last couple things. This is where the firefighters actually sit in the back of the truck. Each one of these seats have an air pack in them. There's a 45-minute cylinder in each one of those. Roughly we'll get about 25 minutes to 20 to 25 minutes of working time just because we're working so hard. And a lot of people don't realize that the environment that we're fighting fire in is roughly around 300 degrees, 250 degrees. And the clothing that we wear, our turnout gear, protects us from that heat. And also the air that we're breathing is clean, so that's how we can operate. And lastly, one of the last little spots, this is our EMS compartment. So we've got a defibrillator, a suction unit. The suction unit's used to clean airways. If we have a patient that's airways obstructed, something like that, we would use that. And the last thing, so what we've got down here is, you probably heard the term jaws of life. These are battery-powered hydraulic tools. So if we pull up on a motor vehicle accident and a door is stuck or someone's trapped inside of a vehicle, we would actually use these to free them from that. So they'll pry open a car door in a minute. We can cut through any of the metal on a vehicle, to help free those patients out. This is going to conclude our time here at the fire department. Thanks for taking the time to hang out with me for a little bit. I did want to offer just a little bit of advice. As you grow up, the choices that you make right now will affect the rest of your life. And look at the people that are around you. What kind of influence are they on you? Are they a positive one? Do they bring you up? Or do they bring you down? Or do you bring other people down? Do you need to fix some things? So I challenge you to make those right choices. Make those tough choices. You may lose some friends, but you'll gain a lot in life later down the road. So remember, do your best. At the fire department, our 3 things that are in our mission statement is pride, honor, and integrity. And if you can instill those things and apply those into your life, they'll take you a long way, not just through high school, not through college, but all the way to the rest of your life. And other than that, I'm gonna send this on over to my cohort over here.